So yeah, that was the last video. I kind of ranted on a little bit about my arrest with Austin Police Department. I also had several run-ins with them where they forced me into a hospital where they forcibly sedated me. In one case, they took me to the psych ER, and the triage nurse was fine with my interview with her, and the doctor was fine with me, and I was fine to return to the hotel. The cop was so pissed off about it, and I don't know for sure that he's 100% that he's sketchy, but because these people can fuck with your perceptions of people, and that's how rational of a person I am, that I have to actually consider this. Under normal circumstances, he's a sketchy motherfucker, and he shouldn't have a job. But under these circumstances, I have to think, well, did he know? Did I manipulate him? Was he working with them? And so I just don't know. I just need the truth. I'm not going to go up and confront him. Normally, after someone went through what I went through, they would probably be, if they were more aggressive or less unstable, or just me on I don't know, on a bad chance, bad decision, I guess. Someone might seek that person out for answers, and that could escalate. Self-help can escalate into something bad, which I have, reminded Austin Police Department of. That, like, I don't want to resort to self-help. I'm not going to, but you're putting me in a position, as you would put anybody in a position, where there's people that have answers that did stuff for these people, or at least looked like they did stuff for these people, and probably did stuff for these people. And some of them, two of them actually admitted wrongdoing. They didn't say why. This is, when I do this, I'm talking about like them. That's just my thing about the crazy shit. It's like, how can you not want to seek those people out and confront them and be like, I need you to tell me the truth? And it's like, I guess I could hire a private investigator. That would take time, blah, 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 and they might not tell the truth. And it's like, Austin Police Department, like I told you immediately, those top two suspects I recommended to you earlier this year, they admitted wrongdoing. My doctor of 17 years told me that because they work in the office and they did something criminal. They did something very criminal. They did more than one thing that was very criminal, and they admitted to one of those things. Both of them, and that should have resulted in at least charges on that alone. And then the questioning would have led to these people, because it's like they didn't do what they did, which would never happen to anyone in a healthcare provider's office or a healthcare facility. It would never happen to anyone. But we'll get to that later. But I'm like, that's something that's very weird and bizarre and criminal and unethical. They should have been fired for it, but they're still working there, and yet like. You don't think there's a relationship between what they did and you don't think the why is important, because it's illegal anyway and they should be like arrested for that. But you don't think that might have like a rational sense, rational thinking would lead you to think that's probably related to this, because they didn't just do that because they're being a bitch, as my doctor suggested. I'm like, no, nobody would do that even if they were a bitch. Certainly not two people, and one person wouldn't have even done what they did. And they released my healthcare information to these people, unless there was a third person at the doctor's office that was complicit with them. But I don't want to seem paranoid, because I'm a rational thinking person, which my father, my sister, my friends, Austin Police Department and Travis County Sheriff's Department, and even some doctors like keep forgetting I'm a rational thinking person, despite the ongoing torture and terror that I'm going through. I still think that way. When someone's doing this to you all day long, you're going to blow up at them. These people are doing it like a motherfucker times a billion, and it hurts, and it's torture, and you can't defend against it, and you can't, and you end up like yelling at the trees or something because you have no idea where these people are, and you get attention drawn towards you. And sometimes the cops know that you're being fucked with, and they don't go over to these people and tell them to stop fucking with you or arrest them for fucking with you. And the other times, the cops are like, I don't know what to do. I've never heard of this before. But it only takes like one or two police reports, even if you're the victim, to build a bias against yourself, because they take the worst of what you say and then they add in lies to it, or things that they misunderstood. Some of them, a lot of them put lies in there, and they totally throw out like the rational shit, which I'll get to. Let's see how much time I have. Okay, I think I have plenty of time. So at the extended stay, I told you that I started hearing voices. I thought maybe I'm schizophrenic. Wasn't on anything when I heard them. They were just. It just sounded like I was talking on like an old telephone party line or something. Their voices weren't faint. Their voices are much fainter now they seem to get fainter over time. Um, they're pretty clear. They're pretty audible. I thought, I was like, this is too weird. And they kept saying things that like I kept thinking like my brain wouldn't have said that. And I thought, well, maybe if my brain is pretending like it's another person, then it's like smart enough or like complex enough to be like, well, a stranger or another person that didn't know you would say that or something, or make that assumption about you. And I'm like, maybe, but I was like, this seems too real. And then other things with the audio with them, things like happened, and I was like, huh. So I went from high frequency noises to voices, and then they overheard me talking to a cop that had called me back on a recovered Xbox. And I had a warrant out for my arrest for that DWI because they kept bumping my court date forward, and I called the court administration office when I was still at my house. And I was like, look, you keep bumping my court date forward, which, by the way, guys, you need to figure your shit out with court dates. You keep resetting. Like, I think half of us or most of us are just going to the courthouse, whether you're in jail or out of jail. You just go to the courthouse and you don't even see the judge. If you do, you just walk up there and you're like, hi, okay. Or you don't even say anything. You're like, thank you, with your lawyer, and then that's it, and you leave. I'm like, we're spending like when we like book our day or like morning or whatever, because it's our court day and we dress up nice and we show up there. Hopefully we dress up nice and we show up there, and then and then it's like reset. It's like, let's deal with this shit. It's like, I have no fucking idea that our court system is so fucked up, and it's already pretty much common knowledge. I would hope if you follow any news shows or even the comical ones, like, if you follow like John Oliver or The Daily Show or any of those things, Vice News. I mean, that's not comical, but like, that like people take plea deals even if they're innocent. I had to plead guilty. None of my charges are real. None of my charges should exist. The slow speed car chase was technically something I did, but I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for these people. So, I mean, that would eventually have gotten dropped anyway. They lowered it down to attempted evading, which is a felony. So I'm a felon now. I who never hurt anyone, who would never hurt anyone, the nicest person in the whole world, am a felon now. I'm a criminal. And that is so wrong. That's so fucked up. Our whole system is fucked up. And now I understand a little bit about what homeless and or crazy and or drug addicts feel like, because I was treated like all of those. And I was painted to be like all of those. And it's like, well, how the fuck is a crazy person and or a drug addict and or a homeless person ever supposed to get any justice when you treat them that way and you don't even give them a call back, especially when they have multiple witnesses and multiple victims, some of whom, including myself, put in official supporting statements separately as to Travis County Sheriff's Department, and were questioned by a Travis County sergeant, and all supported, there were witnesses, and they're like, yeah, this happened. This shit is happening. And then other victims like, yeah, this shit's happening to me too. And I put other victims in there, and I was like, yeah, these other people that were here, they got moved, and these other people out of jail, some of them don't even know it. Some of them are still going through it. Nothing. All this photographic and video evidence. By the way, if you look at my videos, when you look at those noise, that noise is something I see with my eyes. It's not normal photographic noise. I'm sure there's occasions where I might post a video, I'm like, well, look at that. And maybe some of it, or in that particular case, it is noise or it is like a random whatever. But I've never scrutinized video footage so much in my life. But when I do like the thing of the art print in the hallway and you see like the stuff moving, I saw that with my eyes. When I put it at the wall and you see the picture of the colors in the wall, and you look at the video, which I think is on my other account that I got to move to this one. If you look at any of the super slow motion videos or slow it down, it looks like some sort of weird, crudely drawn cartoon shit that you have to slow down like a motherfucker. Otherwise, it's just super flashes. The pictures that I have in the one Gangstalking video are the one where it's like the tree outside in the front, in the manor house out at night, and it goes to the neighbors across the street, and it shows like the garage, and it shows the cars. I think there might be an enhancement to that video slightly, but that shit I saw, it's like